there, YouTube, and welcome to a 46-degree Tuesday, the 17th of March. The rains have come back as they were predicted. It was supposed to be wet and rainy yesterday, but it wasn't. That was kind of nice. But it's 49 degrees now, and just this light little misting rain, just enough to keep everything wet. Boy, am I going to have a job with this lawn. I mean, it's got to be 1.5 to 2 feet in spots out there. Lord help me. But anyway, let's take a trip down to the Southland. See what's going on at the JOB. Yo, come on along. 53 degrees and poured down rain the whole time. But we could see going down the freeway just across the river in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, it's all sunny there.
Yeah, it's all blue skies and sunny.
And,
it's like, come on over.
Come visit us.
It's crazy. But when we lived in Portland, it's crazy how nice it was there.
Yeah.
Remember going to see our parents and stuff and driving to Longview and Kelso. I was like, why is it always so nasty up here?
Yeah,
It'd be raining.
Hills and
you turn,
like in a valley or something, I don't know.
Turn around, go home, back home to Portland, and it's nice and sunny.
Yeah.
But it's just weird. All the weather patterns. But Mama?
Yes,
let's go in there and bust out a Tuesday.
Alrighty.
Have yourself a wonderful day there, Mama.
You too.
Alright. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Well, the owner of this 23 gave the okay to give her a good old flush. I didn't worry about covering that thing up last night because, yeah, what difference is it going to make at this point? It is so high that, you know, I've shown you guys before. That thing just goes, boop, just goes right to the 4%. That's all the higher it goes. But when it hits it that fast, you know, it's got to be 6, 8, 10% moisture in that brake fluid. In case you guys don't remember, the danger of having moisture in your brake fluid is if, you know, you're going down a long grade or you have an emergency stop or something like that, the heat builds up in those calipers almost instantly. I'm sure you guys watch some car racing, stuff like that, where you see the rotors glow. Yeah, it doesn't take long for that to happen. Well, the moisture in the brake fluid will boil. Well, when it boils, I mean, the most microscopic sized air bubble in a brake line makes your brakes go away. So it's very dangerous. That's why you know, any of those things you see, it's always critical to you know, check your brake fluid, check the quality of it. And the color doesn't really mean nothing, because I don't know if you guys noticed when I've worked on that old Chevy, and I need to do it anyway. Here I'm talking about this and preaching about it, but that brake fluid is just black in there. I actually bought a couple of big bottles, but I accidentally bought the wrong brake fluid, so I just haven't gone to O'Reilly's or whatever to get more of it. And it's too expensive to use this fancy stuff. I mean, per bottle, that's expensive. But for a car, you'd go through a lot of brake fluid in a car. But anyway, to do a good flush. So I tested that thing. That was back when I was doing remember I was working with the windshield wiper. I go, man, that's really black. So I went and got a tester, and it's a 2%. I held it there long enough, and it was trying to go to 3%, and 3% is a recommended change, but the color does not tell you what the brake fluid is like. I mean, dark fluid should be, I mean, it's degraded in some way to turn dark, but the main thing is the moisture in the fluid. That is the worst thing for brake fluid. I was going to say something else, but YouTube might not like that. I was just looking what it said. It says clean filter cap before removing. Yeah, that makes sense. Use .4 brake fluid from a sealed container. That's what the little notice on there. But anyway, with that dark, it's gonna be a good flush. So let's get on it. I think he's wanting to pick it up somewhere around 3 if the weather holds out. Well, if that weather from organ over there floats over. Looks like it's, the Columbia River's before the edge of that, but it looked earlier like it was coming this way, but depends on what the winds aloft are doing. But let's bust this thing out. And there she goes. She's fully flushed, and I mean thoroughly flushed. That look a little better? Oh, dang. That's nice. That may look low, but the high mark is here, and it's exactly on them. That was quite dirty. I used up literally all 3 bottles. It just kept coming out black, and then finally it clear. And even out of the VCM, it was brutal. That was black all the way through. So it's a good thing we got it flushed. Should be good for minimum of 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. And you just test it at that point. I've the old ones that were the old 1330s where the buckets were underneath the seat and they went to that new style. I've tested some of those things that were like 5 years old, and they're 1%, starting to creep. And I look and I go, well, about the time you're due for tires, I'd go ahead and have the brakes flushed. But you're safe. It's no sense, and unless you're not going to come back for a while or you're taking some crazy around the world trip. At this point, I just save your money. It's a fairly big job doing everything. Had to hurry up with the computer because that V800 thing, there's only one. Actually, it's another one, but I think it's being hidden because they're so expensive. So we kind of share it. So the gentleman upstairs is busy with side-by-sides and stuff. So when you walk out the door, there's 4 Ryker 900s. I think there might be some 600s in there too, but they're not rallies. The first one against that pillar right there, I locked that door at night. I would have seen this by a country mile. But I come in, first thing everybody's going, what's the deal with the lights being on the Ryker? I go, which Ryker? He goes, the one, there's 4 of them sitting together out there. I go, I see no lights on. He goes, well, the security, because they have access to all our cameras, and it's like Fort Knox around this place. Well, look at the price of motorcycles nowadays. It's a good reason for it. And accessories and everything else. But anyway, the security people, called in saying, hey, there's a bike sitting in the parking lot with a light on. So I guess somebody come here and looked at it and couldn't get it to go off. There's no key, or, it's a little, it's that push button thing like a snowmobile. So it's still on when I get here, and can't figure out what it is, so I just pulled the hood off and pulled that 50 or 40, one of the two, looks like a Harley fuse, battery fuse out, and we'll figure it out some other point. That's kind of weird. And it was on, you hit the brake and the brake light comes on, so it was the running light or tail light, whatever, and you hit the pedal and the brake light comes on. It's just stuck on. I have no idea why. So it'll probably be on my agenda to drag that thing in here and see why out of nowhere after weeks did that thing decides to come on. I don't know if water got in there or these things are pretty waterproof, the Rikers included. But anyway, I need to go get the buttons again to clear. I wasn't smart enough when I was doing the brake stuff to go ahead and reset the service and all that stuff. So but anyway, I got my cap and stuff all clean. I need to seal it up. I was about to seal it up. I thought, they'd probably like to see that, so I'll run a little video of it. The difference is amazing, huh? And that BRP brake fluid is good. Question what they were putting in them at the factory. That some of them around this 22, 23 era, we've seen a few that were black. And, you know, and seemingly not enough time, you know. I know this thing's it was probably older than 3 years. I can look at the build date. But in 3 years, it shouldn't be black. Could be questioned whether it's any good or not, but it shouldn't be black. That's really weird. Anyway, it is what it is, and now it's repaired. Looks like I got a few minutes of no rain. Although it looks like I'm pretty safe at the moment. Make sure nothing's gonna bump my cord here. I hope that didn't mess up the audio. Are you still listening to me? Testing. Yep. Let's roll. Oh, not the mode button, which turns the eco on if you hit that real quick. Not like the old days, you had to push and hold it. That's crazy about that Ryker. I still have the buds cord down here. I'll hook up to that thing and see what it says. Should probably drag it inside. That's kind of weird. Why out of the clear blue nowhere would it just turn the brake light on? Things that make you go, Oh man. Difference of riding that 2011 yesterday. Wow. Holy moly. Dang. It's like jumping from a Chevy Chevette to a Cadillac. Feels good out here. Why is my thing always in the way? 57. Watch how you can just grunt this thing down. It doesn't care. I just catching the light. I shall return. Well, that's a few seconds of video I can ever get back. I wasn't seeing anything important. I took off from that light and just started talking. That was just talking to myself, which in reality is what I'm doing right now. There's nobody here with me. It's just me. No one else around. No one else in this helmet. Oh, hey there, Poochie. Oh, I don't know what that is. It smells good though. Smells like a campfire. Somebody's burning probably some good old-fashioned wood in there. Oh man, that smells good. It kind of got in my helmet and hung out there for a second or two. That was nice. Trying to avoid the big water holes out here. See that greasy spot there? How the water makes it do all that weird stuff. That's something you never want to see in a turn when you're bombing along on your sport bike or any kind of two-wheeler. That could be dangerous for a three-wheeler as well. Absolutely can. It's like ice. All the vehicle stability control in the world can't save you if the tires can't grip the ground. Oh, he's got that thing permanently locked in that bright mode. Well, I flat dislike the look of that. it makes it seem cheap. There's like, the only thing that's color in there is the shift indicator. It's just very bland looking, but people like what they like. I'll leave it alone. I try not to switch them anymore because I forget to switch them back. Who knows? Maybe the dealer or salesman switched it to that and they just thought that's the only way it is. I don't know, it just kind of takes the classiness away from it. It's supposed to be so in bright sunshine you can see it, but I have literally never had an issue seeing the gauges on these things. Actually, to me, it's considerably better in the dark mode. But I'm the one that... Oh, I see an RC car out here. Look at that. Boys out having fun. Oh, that's one of those go fast Traxxas. Oh yeah. Oh, it wasn't. It was a... what do you call it? Geez, it starts with a K. Jeez. Old age is a son of a gun, I'm here to tell you. Oh, I heard a little detonation there. Of course, it's probably been sitting all winter. The fuel's just got old. Where's he at? No, he's almost full. If you put good fuel in there, it'd still be good, because these things are sealed. They don't breathe out in the atmosphere and let moisture in. I need to see Rick here before too long. I'm gonna start getting worried about that boy. But he tends to come out on nicer days, so I'm sure we'll see him here before too long. Cherry blossoms blossoming. Trying to stay out of the main water hole here. Look at that, where cars are here riding, you get a nice dry road. Man, I love them bars being down low. That just feels, it's like you're riding a street glide. It just has that perfect placement. The road glide, riding that thing from Georgia to Dayton. Of course, I was stuck with it from then. I technically wasn't stuck with it, but I could have swapped out. I could have even grabbed that green street glide, but I don't know. I had to keep. I'd have to get with the guy there and swap the thing around. I got to keep track of who's got what. It's just easier to stay on the road. I wasn't going anywhere, just back and forth to the track. But man, I don't like them taller bars, and I don't like that ride. I like this ride. Of course, you know, I grew up on dirt bikes, and when I went to street bikes, I went to crotch rockets, you know. So it's what I'm used to. It's what makes me comfortable. It's like having my feet way back on the pegs makes me very comfortable. Floorboards, always ride the ball of my foot at the end of floorboards. Of course, this thing is just one long floorboard. You can just move around wherever you want. Floorboards are really nice on these. Well, I remember when these things first came out, I was like, whoa. Then you can stand up like almost like you're on an adventure bike. You know, it's just very natural to stand up. I like to look over bridges to see what's down there. And once you're riding around and you want to air out your derriere, if you're on a hot day, you just stand up and cruise along. But, you know, with the bars in the normal positions, and that's literally why they come this way. That is overall the most ideal position for them. But, you know, I get it. People have back issues and stuff like that, and they need them. Like Kelly, she needs her bars back and needs to lean on a backrest. Backrests absolutely drive me bat poop crazy. Especially on a Spyder, you know how you always, the bike is always like moving under you, and you just need to just let it float. You know, when you're first riding these things, you gotta learn. Don't try to stop that, because that's just a natural reaction to a reverse strike. They just kind of wander. Now when you go down the road and people see you, I have no idea if that guy can see me or not. I just started waving here lately. We haven't swung around the little parking lot thing here in a while. Careful going over this thing. It side straddles and touch the skid plate underneath there. It don't hurt anything, but I just don't like the sound of it being hit on the ridgeline. I love the 1330s. You don't have to worry about RPMs. It doesn't really matter what gear you're in. If you're too tall and you're slowing down, it'll just auto shift for you. And if you're too low, like if I want to shift up and go as high as I want, it just won't let me. There's no need to shift the second and beyond, because you're doing fine. So the computer says, nope, not letting you mess with that. One little speckle of water that reaches in there and hits my glasses. And of course I see it the whole time, and it drives you nuts. Just in one of those spots, you just can't ignore it. I think this gentleman's going to be here at about 3. And it looks like it's 1340, so it's 140. I've already did. Oh, yeah, the rain's starting to hit me pretty good now. It'd be a shame to get this thing wet. We'll just kind of scoochy through here. Man, one of the service advisors, he's a, you know, airplane, space, anything that goes in the air fanatic. I'm the same way. So he goes, hey, I come across this channel. It's called Homegrown Documentaries. Homegrown Documentaries. They're long, and they're really, really good. This guy's taken old NASA footage and remastered it, and he tells the story in just detail. So, you know, he texted me the link to the website. So I kicked that thing on last night, and the very first thing, it was kind of a suggested video, was the Mercury project, which was basically, you know, how they started, you know, putting man in space. Of course, the Russians beat us by a little bit, but oh, look at that! The gate was sitting there waiting for me. So was a car coming around the corner. But we all made it successfully.
I grabbed the board for Ryan.
Okay.
You're good?
Yeah. I left that the VCI down here because I was gonna. Oh, pay attention to that crate. Because I was gonna hook up to that Ryker. And it looks like he needed it before I got to the Ryker. But thanks for coming along on the 2023 Spyder RT Limited. That's the difference. It's amazing the difference from what they were, which we thought was the coolest thing ever. Then you ride one of these and you're just going, man, have they advanced. Just the comfort is just tenfold better. Plus that torquey triple and smooth, and it's just real nice. But anyway, bouncing out. Well, hello there, YouTube. And just past Longview Kelso area, started sprinkling. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I mean, literally.
By the time we hit Castle Rock, it was full blown.
Yeah, we floating and hydroplaning everywhere. And these old little small roads, you know, the trucks go through there in the summertime, so they dip. So you ride in the tracks, and it's just water, just pooled water, just lines of pooled water. you got to sidetrack them a little bit. So it's flat pouring, we get wet, just.
Yeah, we're gonna get soaked.
Getting the garage open and then getting in the house. But another fun Spyder day. There was some other stuff that happened I can talk about tomorrow, with the Africa twin. Crazy. That wasn't really crazy, but it was a kind of a confusion thing there, but it wasn't able to fix it. Had some crash damage, but anyway, nothing on that. We're going to bounce out on.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give your thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Wednesday or Thursday.
We've almost got a little Irish beads on. Got these little green flower things. Yeah, in her hair. Or green shirt.
Yep.
St. Patrick's Day, man. Gotta represent.
Gotta honor it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Almost everybody had something green on at work.
Yeah.
But anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you.
Yes.
And on that, we're gonna bid you adieu.
See you tomorrow.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching now.